If you've seen the most recent death battle, you know dragons have been on my mind. Between my crunching numbers and analysis of cartoon animals, I figured I'd find some time to dig up the greatest dragons out there and bring them to you. I'm Wiz from Death Battle for Screw Attack's Top 10 Dragons.
Number 10.
Dragons can be big, bad, and mean, or they can be like Toothless. While Boomstick was disappointed to learn that How to Train Your Dragon was not an instructional guide, I was still enamored by the film's leading lizard. Toothless is unique in the world of dragons. As a Night Fury, his kind is exceptionally intelligent and equally endangered. Yet despite his small size and crippled tail, he's an absolute terror who fires screaming balls of death. Toothless still turned out to be an expert flyer, the alpha dragon leader, yes, even to dragons as big as this, and the very best buddy a dragon tamer could ask for. Now, how do I get one?
Number 9.
The mighty Morphin Power Rangers have always had some awesome Zords, but nothing quite beats the greatest mechanized dragon to ever grace your television screen. The Dragon Zord. At 125 feet tall, this colossal mechanical dragon can use its drill-tipped tail and finger missiles to easily take on Jason's Tyrannosaurus Zord, the fully formed Megazord, and once even one-shot the supposedly superior Tiger Zord. Even the Dragon Zord's entrance was cool. This was a show where tons of footage was repeated over and over, particularly involving the Zords. But the Dragon Zord rising from the ocean as Tommy played his dagger flute thing never got old. Sure, the Dragon Zord isn't a real dragon, but how could I not put it here?
Number 8.
When it comes to Pokemon, there are plenty of dragons to choose from. Charizard is the easy choice, but it's not technically a dragon. Well, it can Mega Evolve into one, but still, it's surprisingly short. When it comes to dragons, size really does matter more often than not. So, I'm gonna pick the biggest dragon Pokemon out there. And that honor goes to none other than Alolan Exeggutor. No, I'm not kidding. Alolan Exeggutor is 36 feet tall. That's longer than Rayquaza, the dragon of the sky. Hell, that's longer than Mega Rayquaza. The only other Pokemon bigger than Alolan Exeggutor is a freaking whale. But how can this thing be a dragon, you ask? Well, it's actually inspired by the tropical Dracena Draco, aka the Dragon Tree. And that's about it.
Number 7.
Truth be told, Fang Foom is technically a shape-shifting alien, but since his kind prefers to take on distinctly draconian forms, Marvel's most famous dragon makes the list. Having lived on Earth for centuries, it's difficult to overstate Fang Foom's might. That's how he earned nicknames like He Whose Limbs Shatter Mountains and Whose Back Scrapes the Sun. While he likely earned those monikers from more action-packed feats, Foom stands unique for being the only dragon on this list who became a Buddhist, took up culinary arts, and, most importantly, saved Christmas. What? Who doesn't love Christmas?
Number 6.
Of course, there's an entry from Dragon Ball here. It's right in the title. Once all 7 legendary Dragon Balls are gathered, the holder can summon the wish-granting dragon, Shenron. Or you could travel across the galaxy and summon his buff older brother, Muruga. What's this guy's deal? How did he get so swole? What does he lift? And how does he have scale abs? Muruga may not be able to resurrect an entire population all at once like Shenron, but he makes up for it by granting up to 3 wishes. Plus, I haven't seen a dragon this buff since Trogdor the Burninator.
Number 5.
Flying the fearsome skies in the world of Metroid is Samus Aran's greatest enemy, Ridley. After killing the famed bounty hunter's parents years ago, the two have been battling each other ever since. Samus may pack a punch with her power suit, but all Ridley needs to stand up to her is his claws, fire breath, and spear tail. And Ridley isn't just a dragon. He's a purple cybernetic pirate dragon from outer space. And as a cyborg myself who dreams of traveling the stars, I have to support my robotic brethren. And speaking of purple dragons...
Number 4.
Spyro the Dragon. You knew this guy would be here. Not only is he co-starring in the latest Death Battle, but Spyro is one of the most famous mascots in gaming history. And he's a prophesied hero who saved the entire world. How many other dragons can claim that feat? Spyro may be a tad on the cocky side, but he can back it up with his elemental breath attacks, versatile wings, and, to be honest, really, really good games. In fact, I think I'll fire up the old PlayStation after this.
Number 3.
Final Fantasy is no stranger to dragons, but perhaps none is as famous as Bahamut. No matter which of his appearances you think of, no matter if it's an enemy or a summon, Bahamut is a force to be reckoned with. When the clouds flash with lightning and the sky opens up, you know that whatever is before this beast is about to be utterly obliterated. Bahamut can fly at impressive Mach speeds and devastate foes with his explosive Mega Flare and Giga Flare attacks. Is this sort of overwhelming force really necessary to take down an octopus? No, but you should know by now that I'm a fan of unbridled destruction.
Number 2.
When one thinks of fantasy, one's mind doesn't have to wander long before arriving in classic Middle-earth. Of course the legendary Smaug was bound to appear high on this list.
Smaug.
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 Smog. Whatever. This enormous dragon resided in the Lonely Mountain where he safeguarded an enormous treasure trove for eons. With teeth like swords, claws like spears, scales like steel, and wings like a hurricane, it's no surprise that few ever dared to even approach Smaug and his precious gold. Also, I think everybody dreams of being just as happy as Benedict Cumberbatch pretending to be a dragon.
It's number 1.
Alright, if you've seen Nick's top 10 kaijus list, you probably knew this guy was coming. The land of Azeroth has scarcely seen a terror more devastating than the monstrous dragon called Deathwing. In ancient times, he was a benevolent force, sculpting out the world's mountains and rivers. But when he began to seek even more power, his lust drove him insane. Most recently, this brought about Azeroth's cataclysm. After Deathwing was quite literally reforged with iron, his grand return altered the very landscape of the world, just by waking up and doing his morning jog. That's nuts. No other dragon could possibly compete with Deathwing. For my secret number 11, we can't ignore the dragons native to the land of Skyrim. No, I'm not referring to Alduin, I mean the mod which turns Alduin into Macho Man Randy Savage. Hey, the only thing better than a normal dragon is an extra manly dragon.